Why is it that it's so scary to share your creative work? And there's like this crippling fear that overwhelms you. It can feel claustrophobic and you can get like this pressure on your chest. And I know because I experienced it so many times. You get sweaty and you get defensive when people criticize your work. Overall, it just feels terrible. Or are you postponing showing your work and you keep thinking that it needs this last little thing? Maybe you shouldn't even share your work. I made a lot of mistakes and one specific for a secret project that I've been working on, but I'll share more about that later. In this video we'll talk about why it's so difficult to show your creative work and when it's time to overcome that fear and when it's not. My name is Dennis. I've been working with games for more than 12 years. I recently worked as a tech animator for Detaching, working on Warhammer 40k Darktide. I worked on a ton of different games, both AAAs to indie games. I also released 2 of my own indie games on PC and Nintendo Switch. I consider myself an artist, or rather like a tech artist. I still know traditional art like painting and drawing, but I mostly dabble in doing technical stuff like setting up rigs for animation, also doing some animation but implementing characters. So I'm telling you this to get a bit of context where I'm coming from and if you can trust my opinion. But you should definitely make your own opinion and do your own research. I'm not perfect. This has been a while since I posted the last time. I think it's been around 500 days. I'm sorry. It's not that I've been lazy. I've been working on a secret project that I'm soon gonna show a lot more about. But the issue is that I haven't shown any of it really. And it gets harder and harder to show it because I get more attached to the ideas. And what if people don't like those ideas? And now I'm finally ready to play test it and to get feedback and to start showing it to people. But then I'm hesitating. I'm hesitating because I just want to add this one small thing, or I don't feel it's ready and maybe I don't really need to show it. Maybe I can just make it myself and then when it's done I can show it. But that's a trap and I shouldn't fall into that. So here's why you should share your work. You can share it at the end, but you should also share work in progress. In my opinion, art is meant to connect with other people. And in its core, it wants a reaction from you. So if you're playing a game, that's mostly where you want people to have fun and that's the reaction you want to get from them. And if you don't share your game with other people, how would you actually know if it's fun? That's kind of like one of the core ideas of playtesting and seeing if people are reacting the way you want them to react. So imagine you see like this artwork in a museum and you walk past it and you're looking at it. If you don't feel anything, if you're just neutral and walk past it, that's the worst case scenario of your artwork. As an artist, you want to have impact on people. And I want to impact you or somebody else. My old mentor, he used to say that art is actually manipulation. So you're manipulating somebody with an image or whatever to make them feel how you want them to feel. And I think even though it's a negative word, it's not negative in this context because you want to give them an experience, like for example, having fun, and you want to manipulate them into having fun. And this is really for any art that you are working on or creative work in general. The thing with games is that there's so many things that can go wrong and that's why you really need to test it. For example, does the player know where to go? Is there like a game-breaking bug that ruins the experience? Is it even fun to play? It's crucial to test those things and then give feedback on it. Especially for like a commercial game, when people pay for it, they just have higher expectations. And I'm not saying that it can't be artistic and also be commercial. That's the beauty about games. You can really make an artistic game and still sell it and earn money on it. So for me, it's like the perfect balance between art and commercial products. Ultimately, feedback can make our art better in every aspect, but only if we know what feedback to implement and what to ignore. And that's something we'll get back to as well. But why is it so hard to share it? And I think it's deeply rooted in our psychology. So for me, I was very bad at school and I was told a lot that I wasn't any good and that I wouldn't become anything basically when I grew up. Look at me now. But yeah, and those ideas of not being worth anything, that's what it took to me. And I think that's still rooted in me. So when I'm sharing stuff, I'm afraid that people won't like it and those old thoughts are coming up in me again. So I'm thinking, yeah, why am I even showing this stuff? Why am I trying to be a game developer? I know deep in that I'm nothing. I'm not worthy. This is just a joke that I'm trying to do. And reality, saying out those things loud, it sounds ridiculous. Of course I can be a game developer. Of course I can make cool art. Everybody can make cool art. But there's a fear of rejection and that fear is very real. And that's something you kind of need a way to work around and to handle. And that's different for everybody. For me, it's just like, it can help saying it out loud. It can help look at other successful people. It can help talking with people who are seeing this art, or like talking about my ideas. Some will say like, this is a crazy idea, this is a good idea, but at least it helps me sharing it. But it's also difficult with art because you put a piece of yourself into it. For me, the game that I'm working on is very personal, and when you're playing it, I hope if you know me, you can tell, okay, this is definitely made by Dennis, because there's so many aspects that's relating to my humor, to my art, to the things that I like in games. When people don't like it or when they reject it, it feels like they're rejecting me. And in some way, our game feels like our baby. But it can be the same with an artwork. If you worked a long time on an artwork, it can feel like your baby as well. And that feedback can be really harsh to get. But it's not only that, we also identify as an artist. I told you in the beginning that I'm an artist. If that is taken away from me, what's left of my personality? Am I just a guy who's nothing? I don't have another thing going for me, so that's it, right? If I'm not an artist, I'm nothing. Again, it sounds ridiculous saying it out loud, but that is a real thing that a lot of people are dealing with, including me. But it's not a healthy way of thinking about it. If we think about this as our baby, we need to let it go. And at some point, if it was an actual human baby, it also needed to go out in the world and become its own person. You can't control everything about your baby. It needs to live a life of its own. Your baby will go out and date somebody that you really don't like, and that's gonna suck, but they're gonna make their own mistakes and they're gonna do their own thing. In relation to thinking about your game as a baby, yes, it's something you made, but you shouldn't take it that serious. It's just a fun thing. It's a fun little thing. It can be replaced. People will play it for maybe an hour, 2 hours and forget about it. Some people will love it, some will hate it. It's okay. But the thing is, if you're taking it too serious, the way you're working and just yourself in general, if you're thinking about yourself as a prestige artist, when that illusion breaks, it hits even harder. So just don't take it that serious. Just think about it for fun. Life is just for fun. I mean, who cares, right? If somebody breaks your illusion of being this prestige artist or being this big deal, then that will break your self-image, and that can really, really hurt. So instead of accepting that, you'll blame others. You'll be like, oh, they're not an artist, they don't know what they're talking about, or they're not truly a gamer, they don't play the games that I like. Whatever the reason might be, you're blaming somebody else instead of yourself. And that's a big trap that everybody falls into. So it's okay if you fall into it, but the best thing you can do is to acknowledge it and say, okay, why am I blaming others instead of looking at myself or looking at my own game? What is the thing that's actually causing this? And maybe that's something I should fix. So just realize that when people write things about your creation, it's nothing personal. Maybe they're trying to help. Maybe they're just letting out some steam. Maybe there's some value to it. Maybe there's not. But at least take it in a positive way and look at it and think about if it's something that's valuable to you. If you're not, then you're going to get stuck and you're not going to be able to progress. And that's how bad art is made, bad games are made, bad music, everything, right? I have a question for you. Would you rather that people look at your art and they have a neutral opinion about it, or that they really, really hate it? Because if they're hating it, at least they're relating to it, and they'll probably remember it. They'll not forget about that thing that they really hate. And I promise you, if they don't have any opinions about it, they'll forget it. It'll just be under the bridge as fast as they've seen it. But of course, there's a time to show things to different people. So if I'm doing like some art and I'm showing a sketch to my mom, she'll be like, oh, that's so nice, but why is there no colors? And one, maybe it's not nice. And two, she's focusing on the very wrong thing. It's not about the colors. It's maybe about the composition. It's maybe about the character design or something else that I'm trying to get feedback on, and not the overall picture. But if you show it to a friend who's a true artist, he'll be like, oh, I like this character over here, I like this stroke, or I like this composition. Maybe it could be cool if it was the other way around, or if you flip the canvas, if you made a big stone in the foreground, whatever. And it should be somebody that you trust. And when you trust them and work with somebody, you really get this kind of flow in the way that you're feedbacking and working. With games, you can't show a really bad prototype that doesn't make a lot of sense to gamers and expect that they'll get it and know what's going on. You really need to know what kind of feedback you're looking for. Does my sketch make you feel scared? Is it fun to move my character around in my game? Do you like the locomotion? Do you like the animations? Whatever it might be. And then it comes to filtering those opinions and that feedback that you get. Maybe you don't agree, and that's okay. but at least you know like this is a path. The best thing would be if somebody else has an idea about how you should move your character around in your game, that you try it out and see if it works. And if it doesn't, you know that you already have the best way of doing this, right? Maybe they'll tell you, hey, I don't like your game, but in reality, they don't like how the character is looking or they don't like the story, but they love the gameplay. And then it's your job to actually figure out what is valuable and what's not. You can ask more questions to try to figure out what is it that they really don't like about it and what is it that really worked for them. And maybe it's not going to be so clear, so that's why it can be really tricky to figure out what to focus on. But ultimately, feedback will give you an idea about where to take your project. So if they really love one aspect of your game, just do more of that. So I mentioned a big mistake that I made with my own game, and of course you're all waiting eagerly to hear about how I fucked up. Basically, I waited way too long to test my game, and now I'm kind of like stuck in a loop where I don't test it at all, and the only way to get out of that loop is to get people to look at it. I mean, I worked more than a year on it, and I still don't know if people are going to enjoy it or if they're going to think it's fun. And that's terrible. I mean, I have an idea that people think it's going to be fun, but I really don't know. That's a big mistake, but at least when I test it, then I'm going to know what people enjoy about it. And if they like it, if I'm on the right path with this game, or if I just totally messed it up. When you don't get that feedback, you might spend a lot of time working on something that's not important. And that's what I have been doing. I've been working on 100 different things in the game that is not important right now, instead of just focusing on what should be really the core of the game. And like we mentioned, we don't really know where to put our energy with work because I don't know what the player enjoys in the game and what is actually fun in the game. So this week I'm getting people to play test it and I'm super scared, I'm sweaty, I'm like a mess basically, but it's going to be amazing when I get it done and I get over that hurdle, because then I can get more and more playtests, and that's really the loop you want to be in. It always feels bad for me to show my work, even if it's just a pre-recorded video or even if I'm just talking about it. And I think it's just deeply rooted in me, but I know the only way to get out of it is to just actually do it. And if I chose not to, it's just not an option, because then I know I'm not progressing and I will get stuck in my journey. So for me, it's like an ultimate thing that I need to do. I can't get around it. I just postpone it and then it's still gonna suck. So in that spirit, this is a clip from my game. I would like to invite you to share some of your stuff as well. Just write a comment below. If it's a video on your YouTube channel, I can go watch it. If it's on a website, I'll go check it out, and even leave some feedback if you want. So let me know in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.